Yo, Lee. I think we got another one.
Come on.
Sing it.
Thought you should know that I will never ever go away.
So you'll never have to worry.
As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky. Though it may seem today that I'm so far away from you, you never have to fall, 'cause I'm right here before you call my name. And I'll come running to heal you, feel you, take you by the hand, and I'll show you the way to where I am. All you should know that I will never ever go away. As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky. Forget your yesterday, for when this night to brand new day gives way. Your life, your breath renewed, a ray of sun reminds you it's okay. You'll never be alone if you feel me, hear me, take me into your heart, and we'll never ever have to part. But you should know that I will never ever go away. As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky.
Never have to worry about a thing. Don't have to worry, you will. Never have to worry about a thing. Don't have to worry about a thing.
Thought you should know that I will never ever go.
So you'll never have to worry.
As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky. Oh yeah, don't worry. Said I never seen the righteous forsaken, or his seed begging bread.
So you'll never have to worry.
Consider the lilies, how they grow. Whatever you need, your Father knows. Oh, come on, let me say.
You'll never. Don't you know you never have to worry? I will always be there. Oh yeah, said you will never have to worry. You will never have to worry. Oh, yes.
If you only knew what I'd do for you, it'd just be me and you, nothing that we couldn't do. If you only do what I asked you to, I would make your dreams come true. If you only knew. For so long I've been waiting to spend some time with you. You don't know, you cannot imagine the things that we could do. You can't even understand. If you would only let me in, I would do something special just for you. Only for you. true if you only knew. Why don't you? Can we go somewhere just me and you? Just the two. Don't delay. It's your day. Would it be okay? Just let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Take places that you've never been. Answer all of the questions you never asked. Oh, you never asked. If you would only take my hand. No more sorrow, no more pain. Never ever hurt again. I'll give you shelter from the rain. All I really want to say is I love you. Let me take you in my arms and just fly away. Ooh, never gonna let you go, baby. Don't wake up tomorrow may never come. Just be me and you. Nothing that we couldn't do. If you only do what I asked you to, I will make your dreams come true. If you only knew, if you only knew what I do for you. Just be me and you. Nothing that we couldn't do. If you only do what I asked you to, I would make your dreams come true. If you only knew. Just between you and me, this is nice. There's no tricks. Ooh, this love is so real. Just between you, this is nice. Ooh, there's no tricks. This love is so real. Just what do I have to do to let you know? Should I make your flowers grow? Should I make it rain or snow? Yeah. So many things I've done just for you. Forest green and the ocean blue. Just to show my love is true. Just between you and me, this is nice. There's no trace. This love is so real. Just between. This is nice. There's no tricks. This love is so real, yeah. Don't you know I taught the birds to fly, hung the stars up in the sky? Can you guess the reason why? Yeah. Can you take more than a passing glance? Nothing is by happenstance, yet you think it's just by chance. Just between you and me, this is not no trick. This love is so real. Between you and me, this is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real. Ocean deep, river wide, valley low and mountain high.
Oh, it's good.
Oh,
Oh,
it worked.
okay.
Hey, everybody.
What up, Chimes?
What
What
up,
is the deal?
Chimes?
I hope you guys are in the house tonight. His
Yes.
house. into his house.
because we are excited. We are live and we are amped.
Live.
We're real live. So as you can see, maybe you don't notice it, but we got a little new piece of equipment tonight.
And you see, we're a
You know what I'm saying?
little more HD than usual.
A little
You
HDer
can-
than usual.
You can see
know what I'm
some lines and,
Wrinkles
and wrinkles and things. A little bit
gray,
more than
You know
normal.
what I'm saying? A little bit more. A little bit more. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? You're looking good over there, Shout. You know what I'm saying? That's all
You
I'm
too,
saying.
buddy. You too.
Who said that's a jab? So anyway,
Okay.
what's up, y'all?
How y'all doing? Yeah. So.
We all at, man. You know what I'm saying?
I wa- I
I need
was-
chimes in the comments. you
Yeah.
know what
Where
I'm
the
saying?
chimes at?
I mean, they
I
there,
guess
kind of.
folks is tired, man.
Yeah, man. They
Folks
sleepy
is
now.
tired.
You know what I'm saying?
A little late now. Yeah. So I was thinking about this new camera, right?
Yeah.
And how HD it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about, y'all, I'm serious. This really happened to me. After I got vaccinated,
Mm-hmm.
I broke out in a rash.
Yeah.
My nose, y'all, the whole thing. It was like I was back in high school at age 15.
It was like on the front of
was
your nose. Like, it was
zits.
like the tip of your nose.
It was
though.
like zits.
Those weren't
They
zits.
look. I'm talking about how it looked. I'm trying to
Yeah.
describe it so they can know.
Yeah.
Hey, Cynthia.
Horace up
Welcome.
there too. Horace talking about we looking sharp.
What up, Horace?
Literally.
Literally. Too sharp, right?
Yeah, we need to know
No,
if this is
seriously.
too sharp, y'all. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
Trish.
Because
Hey,
some people,
Jocelyn.
listen, this is the thing. Some people should not be on HD. That's just bottom line. And if you're on HD, some people should not be on 4K.
You need to stop.
So my question
stop it
is,
right now.
I'm just
because-
saying, my
no,
question
seriously,
is,
y'all,
should we go back to the other camera? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. Y'all need to tell us. Should we go back? Is this too HD? My kids
Yeah.
be like, "Ooh, HD."
So first of all, we
4K.
we have had this camera now for like a week and a half.
yeah.
And I just haven't had the time to set it up. So I finally set everything up today. I really should have shown you everything beforehand on the in
Yeah, man, it's
Instagram
just-
on the live beforehand, but I just
yeah.
didn't have time. It was too much.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Emily and Madeline.
Emily, Madeline, Jocelyn,
Which
Trisha.
one did
you
we
already
get?
said, you already said Trisha.
We got the.
we got the Sony A6400.
Hey,
it is
Fabs.
Cynthia says she
Aw,
loves it.
thanks,
We look
Cynthia.
amazing.
Because I was like, "Ooh, this a little too 4K for me.
a little too much. A little too much.
too 4K."
Horace said it looks good. Okay,
Well,
that's
look,
good.
what my point was, I am so glad
Mm-hmm.
that my little red bumps cleared up before this 4K camera.
babe. First of all,
Let me tell y'all, it was
you
like.
covered it up last week real good anyway with your
I
makeup.
did. I
So
did
wasn't no
cover it up
problem.
with some
they wouldn't
makeup.
they wouldn't have known.
But seriously, they would have known with the 4K. That's what I'm trying to say.
You're saying 4K would have
You
made
can't
it more
cover that
obvious.
up.
You did look like Rudolph though.
I did, y'all. I look like
was like
Rudolph,
Rudolph.
and it lasted for it was like 2 weeks, off and on for 2 weeks. That rash kept coming up. I got the Pfizer.
I don't. Oh, she meant which shot. She didn't care about which camera. I was like, why is Emily caring about? You know what I'm saying? The equipment we got. You know what I'm saying? She don't care about that. Yeah, you got the Pfizer.
I
So
was
there's
wondering why Emily was asking. I was like, "Oh, Emily's
there's
into that?"
Pfizer, and there's Moderna, right? Or is it Moderna?
I got after the second dose.
Now hold on.
Is when
which one is the birth control? Is it Moderna is the birth control, and then Pfizer is
I don't
the,
remember that no
I mean,
more.
and then
I
Moderna.
I don't remember that.
You wouldn't
anymore.
know that.
I wouldn't know that anymore.
Why don't you need birth control?
Cause my husband got birth control.
Permanent
Permanent birth control. Thank you, boo.
Yeah.
I appreciate
I
that.
took one for the team.
I appreciate
You know what I'm
that. So, really, Horace?
saying?
Okay.
Mike sound more stereo too. What did we do?
Okay, I don't know.
No,
What
we're
you got
not,
going
we're not
on?
using
We're
that.
not
I
even
didn't do
using that.
I got a whole new setup, y'all. I really want to show it to you. I mean, it's. I love it, and to be honest with you, I actually have the ability to set up. I think I can connect this phone as a camera and switch it so they can see.
Oh, you could do that.
Yeah, but the problem is it probably jacks something up.
Well,
know
you
what I'm
got to
saying?
show
Like
him.
last
You got to
week.
show him next week.
Yeah,
You got to show him next.
We'll show y'all next week what the setup looks like.
Yeah.
But I'm amped about it. I actually, one of my hobbies is to set stuff up and fix things, all that kind of stuff. So April kind of hung out with me today while I set everything up. It took me like 30
I was his
minutes.
sous chef.
Yeah, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Handing him stuff.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Cynthia
right.
told me she want to see. All right, next week, Cynthia, you got
We're
to
gonna
come
show
back.
you something. You got to
We will
come back.
definitely
We'll
show
see you
you.
next week. We'll show you
Yeah,
next week.
Gillian saying the sound seems better tonight, but I'm saying, what did
Really?
we do?
What did you do?
I don't
What
know,
did you do?
babe.
Well, he
can't
did
think-
have to unplug a bunch of stuff and plug it back in.
You-
Okay,
so
don't
you're right.
start moving stuff. If they say it sound good, you don't start unplugging
I'm just trying to
stuff.
see if did I turn this up or something. I don't think it's not turned up or nothing.
Horace
I don't
said,
know
now
what
set
happened.
and mark it. Okay.
Now
Yes,
I'll tell
we
you
gonna do
what
that.
it might be. I'll tell you what it might be. Y'all.
What?
So a while ago when we switched computers, I bought this what do you call it? It's like a dongle, basically. It's like a dock that allows you to plug in a bunch of other stuff. And the dock, when we first got it, not everything on it was working. So it's possible that the dock is just updated and working now, or it's also possible that I put these mics into the faster USB 3 connection instead of USB 2. I'm gonna check when this is over. Yeah, if that's what happened, then that's why. That means our sound should have been better than this every time.
Yeah, Primo, you are right. Men need to spend money. You are right. This one right here.
He said my comment from last week. Well, this was good money to spend.
No, it was.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it wasn't. You know.
Okay, y'all. So tonight's subject is interesting because this is the thing. Tonight's subject is such that I wonder if anybody would willingly admit
I wonder
if a chime was on here that actually fit this description.
Right.
I wonder if it's okay to admit that.
I mean, yeah, I wonder. I mean,
so here it is. We got to tell
I
you
have
what it
a
is
couple
first.
people who have expressed that to me about their relationship.
Couple people
in
that
front
are
of their
chimes?
wife. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying,
Okay,
like,
okay.
so maybe somebody would say that was me and
Okay.
it worked out. Maybe it changed, you know.
And really the question is, does it work? That's really the question.
Okay.
All right,
so here we go.
So the title of tonight's episode, as you saw, is You Forced Me to Marry You. Now, clearly, I don't know anybody that literally got forced, as in like, you tied me up or you hung me up, you put a gun to
course
my
not.
head,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
But what people mean when they say that, usually I think, is that their significant other gave them an ultimatum. They said, you have to marry me, or whatever.
So like you might have a couple, and you've seen this, I mean, who've been dating, they're like, 7 years
Right.
or so.
Yeah.
And it's usually the woman.
I
Correct
don't-
me if I'm wrong. I have never heard of a man say.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I've never seen that.
Where a man told me that he gave his woman an ultimatum that she had to marry him.
I've never heard that before.
Right. But it might be something.
But
Hey, listen,
usually-
one of the chimes might, you know what I'm saying? We might
One
find
of the
out tonight.
times, maybe. I don't know. But
we may find out
But
tonight.
I usually hear that the woman says, if you don't put a ring on it,
Right.
this is over.
Right.
And I just feel like, is that...
Well, hold on. Here's the
Okay,
question.
okay.
Don't say what you feel.
Okay,
I
okay,
wanna
okay,
know,
okay.
I want to know from chimes. Do you know? Yeah, Candace
Candace
said usually
agrees.
women. So
Yes.
do you know anyone who you know of that is married because of an ultimatum? And the question is, does that actually work? Like, do people who got married because the person said to them, usually the wife, if you don't marry me, then this is it, it's over. Do those end up being happy marriages? Is it possible?
I think there's a lot of issues initially. Like that, it might change.
Okay.
But I think initially, the first few years, maybe more, I think there are going to be some issues because when something comes up, by the way, go ahead and share this on your timeline.
Yeah. Share this right now.
You can even start a watch party. That's
Whatever you
quick
wanna
and
do.
easy,
Yeah.
But it's like something comes up that's negative, and it's like, this wouldn't happen if you didn't make me marry you.
So you're saying a
You see
person
what
could
I'm
keep
saying?
using that as
Yeah,
like,
they can keep using that. These kids acting up. We wouldn't even have these kids if you didn't make me marry you. I'm just saying. Like,
So here's the thing, though.
it's being pregnant an ultimatum.
That's not exactly an ultimatum. Well, it could be your own ultimatum since you put it in there. You know what I'm saying? But
You're
here's
not putting no comments up?
yeah, I should. So Horace talking about, I do have a story. Woo, when I was young.
Oh. Tell it.
Woo says some guys are sick of long distance. And what are you saying?
what do you
are
mean?
you saying, are
You
you saying
mean
there's
that's-
guys that actually made an ultimatum? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, what do you mean? Like, if you don't come where I am?
Candace says sometimes yes, but other times no. Long-term issues is definitely there. Okay, I
Okay,
agree. So she
okay.
agrees with you, basically.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Now, are you speaking from experience, Candace? That's what we want to know. Seriously, I need to
trying.
know somebody who's actually done this and whether or not it works out. Men control access to marriage and relationship. If he wants to be with her, he'll abide by his term. By the terms, it's always up to the man. Interesting. Okay. So
Okay,
you think that's
okay.
still true, Natural Mom Healer? You think that's still true today in 2021? You're saying that marriage won't happen unless the man. So I guess what she's saying here is this is the reason why the woman gives the ultimatum and not the man, because she's saying the men are the ones that usually control whether or not the marriage happens. Is that because
Because they're the ones
they're
that
the ones withholding it? You know
No,
what I'm
it's
saying?
because they're the ones that that ask you to marry them.
But I'm
You know,
saying,
women-
is that
you-
still
I've
true
only
in
heard of-
2021?
I've only heard of a few women that have asked the man to marry them. Matter of fact, I feel like it's going back now.
Back to the way it used to be, where
Yeah,
it was like the 60s.
I don't think that the young women now want to ask the man to marry them. They don't want to ask their man to marry them. They don't.
You're
They don't
probably
want
right.
to do that.
You're probably
no.
right.
So I don't think that. I mean, I do. Like I said, I've heard of some women doing that,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure that that's what you want to do. So then you say, if you don't marry me, then you're not serious, or then
Yeah.
you're not for real, or whatever.
Okay.
And-
So Amber's throwing a little something in there. That
Okay.
makes it okay. She says you can have a conversation about expectations, but it's
Not
not
being
being ultimatum.
Okay.
We had a conversation about how long I expected
Okay,
to date.
I'm
is what
glad
she
you said that because some guys don't feel that way. So you're having the conversation. You think you are bringing it in a certain way.
Yeah.
And you're saying, I'm just letting you know. I just want to, put my expectations out there. But he feels like it's an ultimatum.
That's you saying.
Always.
You know.
I really believe that. And y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Guys think that it's an ultimatum, whether or not you are saying it in a, these are my expectations.
Hey,
or-
bump that. Steve, get your ride on here and tell us, was that an ultimatum to you? You know what I'm saying? When Amber brought that up.
Amber, don't let him do you like
no,
that.
I just need to know. When she brought up the
Did
conversation.
she do that? You don't know she did that?
She just said that.
She said she did
well,
that?
she said we
you.
had the conversation about how
Oh,
long I expected to date. So she's saying.
Okay.
She's saying they had the conversation, and what I want to know is, was Steve cool with that? Was Steve, were you like, yo, what's up with this? Like, Frank, I want to know, Amber, how early in the
No,
relationship
did
that
you
even
feel
happened?
pressured? Did you? And that's
yes.
really the point.
So you
It's
think
not,
okay.
So I feel like not that this person didn't want to marry her,
Okay.
but the pressure is on now. So
Hmm.
it's like you're not really moving at your own time that you had planned. And you know what I mean?
Okay,
Like, I mean,
so-
I've seen girls
so
like
pause-
when you
pause
talk
that.
about it, like, are y'all engaged? It's like, nope.
So pause
You know,
that. Pause
like-
that for a second, because here's what I'm saying. I'm saying there are a lot of guys out there who just don't have it on their mind.
What do you mean?
What I'm saying is there's a lot of guys who are content in the relationship, and they may not even thinking about marriage at all, and they might not have ever even considered marrying their wives if their wives hadn't brought it up. So
But why not?
Just 'cause I just think some guys are just content where they are, and they're like, "Yo, this is cool. I'm cool with it." Now, here's the other thing: if you already getting everything now,
Right.
there's
Why-
no reason
why
why
buy
a guy.
the cow?
Yeah, why buy? You know what I'm saying? I'm getting the milk for free.
Getting the
you know
milk
what I'm saying? so
Well,
I'm
that's
saying,
true. That's
I
true.
think that's a thing too. So
That's true.
I actually believe that having the conversation should be appropriate. I think that's okay, and I think here's my other statement I would make. I think applying appropriate pressure is actually cool too. Because I definitely feel like there are some people who are so complacent that they would never make an actual decision unless they were put in a position to have to make a decision.
That's true. But
That's what I'm saying.
But I feel like if I had to do that, I would feel like you don't really want me like that.
But I think that depends on
You
the
see what I'm
personality,
saying?
though, babe. Okay, you
I know,
know
I'm
me.
talking about me. I'm talking about
okay,
me.
what
I
I'm
didn't
what I'm
say
saying
anybody
is,
else.
I'm saying you
I
know
would
what
feel
kind of
that-
person I am, right? You know
Right.
that I'm a decision maker.
I know that.
But what
I'm-
if you dated somebody else who
That's
was
what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying I would not be able to do that, even if I was dating somebody who I could tell is takes a while to make decisions or kind of really thinks hard before big decisions. I feel like I would still feel bad as his girl. Like I have to tell you to ask me to marry you. I don't know. I gotta manipulate you into
that's
doing
different.
that.
That's different to me. To me,
I'm saying those are all ways that women have done that. They
having
manipulated.
having the conversation, saying how long do I feel? Okay, first of all,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I do not
Okay.
feel like there's anything wrong
Let's see what Amber
with
said.
having the conversation about expectations. I
Okay,
think that's
pause.
good.
Pause. Look what Amber says. The conversation was initiated by him, not me.
Steve over here
This is Steve
snoring.
over here snoring. So we can't get his opinion.
So
but
what
that's
you
cool.
mean? Okay.
So she's
But
saying
that's
the
good.
conversation they had was really him saying, "I ain't trying to marry forever." You know what I'm saying?
You mean you're not trying to date forever?
Date forever. Sorry, you're right. My bad. But
I
then she
hope he's
said,
trying to marry forever.
he has said before he did feel pressure, but not from, I guess, that scenario.
Okay.
You know,
He
he
knew
knew a
that-
good thing was going to slip through his fingers.
True. Okay. And sometimes I do believe that sometimes guys don't ask because they're afraid of marriage. So then they won't even ask or they don't want to bring it up because they've had bad experiences in their life looking at marriage or seeing bad marriages or just afraid to go there.
Yeah.
So I think that I guess what I would do is have to ask somebody that is close to you, close to the guy and be like, look, you need to tell him he need to be moving.
Right.
You know, I just couldn't do it because I'm saying I feel like it would
Because you're
just
saying
be,
you don't want there to
know-
be any thought in your mind that the reason why I'm marrying you is because you pressured me. You want it to be
Right.
totally and completely
That-
my reason.
Exactly.
Like voluntary.
Right. And I do believe that sometimes a guy's friend will be like, yo, man, you need to be asking her because he needs some encouragement, you know, just
Yeah.
not sure, kind of afraid. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to be the one
Okay.
as the woman. Y'all tell me if you agree, because I just feel like it would make me feel a little bit doubtful as to whether or not you really are into me as much
Right.
as I'm into you.
All right, here goes Primo. He
Okay.
said, would you say that an ultimatum marriage is similar to an arranged marriage? If so,
yeah.
the latter have been working for centuries. Okay.
Okay.
The intangibles that make marriage work are outside of ultimatum or arranged. That's a good question. So I actually feel like arranged marriages work in other cultures very well, largely because of other things that they have in their culture.
Now
that
you
works.
said very well. Now what? Now let
shouldn't
me
say
stop
very-
you.
I shouldn't
Let me
say
stop
very
you
well.
right there
I shouldn't say very well.
because what it means is they get married without fighting anyone, but are they happy?
Right.
You
That's
know,
a
if
good
you're
point.
used to a marine marriage just because that's the culture,
You're right.
you go in and you just
That's
do
true.
your job. You do
Right.
what you're supposed to do because
Uh-huh.
this is you've been taught. But are you happy?
Yeah.
And we know
That's a good question.
a few arranged marriages that weren't happy.
We do. That's
and
true.
I'm saying, are you happy if you are pressured into marriage and that's not what you that may not have been what you really wanted at the time,
Yeah.
or you didn't really make that decision. So how are you walking down the aisle?
Right.
Are you walking down the aisle with doubt? Do you
Right.
really want you know what I'm saying? Do you
Yeah.
really want that?
That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
Elaine says she actually knows of two different couples.
Yeah.
One of them is divorced. The other one's working it out. So she knows of two couples
Okay.
where it was
So
an
you
ultimatum
basically
type
saying
marriage.
you basically saying it's a 50-50 chance.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Okay. So Horace said something. Horace said, first marriage, he felt he had no choice.
Okay.
It was the story he talked about earlier when he was
Okay,
young.
okay.
Was a pregnancy and her mother was putting her out. I felt obligated to take care of her and the baby. Wow. Now, but
Yeah,
Horace,
yeah.
in that particular situation, because did Brian ask that question? Brian asked earlier.
Yeah.
Is pregnancy
Right.
ultimatum?
Brian asked that,
So
yeah.
technically, I guess if Horace is saying the same thing, did you feel, Horace, like it was kind of like she wasn't giving you the ultimatum, but it almost felt like one?
Well, you could even say the pressure came from the outside of even her.
Right.
You know, pressure came from the parents.
Right,
And
right,
you know how
right,
that
right,
is
right.
when
Yeah.
people, you know, you having a baby or whatever and people
Yeah.
pressuring you. And that's not a good reason to get married either.
I agree.
You know, even though
agree.
I can understand it.
Yeah, I can
but,
too.
But I feel like any kind of pressure that's not, I guess, you know, there is good pressure, but I'm not sure if there's ever good pressure with marriage.
I think there's good pressure, and I would say it this way:
Okay.
I feel like there are some personality types
That's true.
who just have a hard time making decisions.
Yes, and
they
again-
waffle, they go back and forth,
Yes.
and so maybe pressure's not the right word, but
maybe pressure's not the right word.
but sometimes in order for me to make a decision, I need to be put in a situation where I have to make a decision. Like not me. This is not my personality, but I'm saying
Right,
some
right.
people I know. You almost have to back them into a corner to make them decide anything. It's like you can't just make a decision. So for that kind of person, I would say maybe there's appropriate pressure that would help them to see if I don't make a decision, I'm gonna lose this girl, and I better decide now.
And
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true. But then I guess I feel like that love should be strong enough where you're like, this is not the same kind of decision, like whether I should buy you know, the Mazda or the you know what I'm saying? Or the Tesla, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, that's not really a decision.
No, it's not.
Mazda or Tesla? Come
I
on,
know.
man.
I was just picking
You
names.
should have picked something else.
I'm sorry.
Like Mazda and Nissan.
Okay.
You know what I'm
sorry.
saying? That's good.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay,
You're right. You're right.
Natural hair mom. To me, the issues arise when folk have dated for a lengthy period of time before getting married. So many insecurities can come from that. Women in particular might be left wondering if a man's settled.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. When you're talking about the amount of time, you see what I'm saying? 7, 10 years. I mean, I'm not talking about 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
talking about more than that.
Right.
Extended period of time. That's usually where that pressure comes in. Matter of fact, I know some people who dated for maybe a couple of years,
Okay.
2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
And she basically said to him, you know, ultimatum, like, you
Yeah,
need to get,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
he marries her.
Right.
And till this day, he says, you made me marry you. Till this day.
Okay,
Now,
but how
still
long they been married?
They've been married for like 20-some years.
Okay.
But they are struggling.
How-
They've been struggling the whole time.
But how do you know that's the reason why?
He says it.
I'm saying you think that's the reason why they're struggling?
Oh,
Because she made him marry?
Well, I'm saying if he has that attitude and every time something negative comes up, it's
He
like,
brings it up.
exactly.
Right.
You know, you're the one who
Oh,
made me,
man.
you know, like, so you handle it. Almost like you made me marry you. So
Right.
you handle this situation. This is on you. You see what I'm saying?
I wish
So-
I wish I could say that line. Okay, so Candace says women usually have a plan and a timeline. Most of the time, if it's not met, an ultimatum is given to the man.
That's true. And I'm saying, is that the way you want to get married? That's all I'm saying. Do you want to get married because you gave an ultimatum? I couldn't do it. I feel like I would have doubt. I would doubt that you are really into me all the way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that. So
You know?
Bryant says if you give everything up before marriage, not just sex, it means everything.
Okay.
Then what is left for him to work for? And that's where I was coming from.
And that is
So
true.
my point
Yeah,
is,
that is
my
true,
point is,
Brian.
if you're in that kind of a circumstance, then I can see a guy just dating you for the rest of your life.
And maybe
You know what
those
I'm
are the
saying?
times when you're getting the ultimatums.
Maybe.
those are more of the, you know.
But
it's
what's
more
left
of
to hold over his head except just leaving? You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing.
Right. And that's what usually is the case because he's happy with her.
Yeah.
You know, he wants her, you know, he loves her and everything.
Yeah.
And so if she says, if you don't do this, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Do you love Elaine?
I love Elaine.
Look at what she
That's
said.
my girl.
Expectations are important, so we clear about what we're doing. Then she said tricks are for kids.
I do love Elaine.
Oh, man. I forgot about that cereal. man.
Yes. I agree with that.
So it
To
would.
a certain extent, though.
Okay, what part of that does you agree with? Expectations are important, so we clear about what we're doing. So she's
let me
saying
yeah.
probably she agrees with the conversation that Ambry and Steve
That's
had
what I was just about to say.
How long we plan on dating.
That's what I'm
now,
saying.
Now, Steve was the one. By the way, I should have guessed that, though. We know Steve.
Yes,
You know
yes,
what I'm saying?
yes.
That's the
Steve
kind
is
of dude
the
he
one.
is. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying I don't think there's anything wrong with setting those kind of expectations. Like, you know,
I ain't trying to date for 10 years.
especially if you're older
Right.
and, you know,
Right.
I'm not trying to be dating long.
Right.
Kind of put that out there.
Right.
That's a little bit different than an ultimatum.
So define,
lot different,
define
actually.
what you feel an ultimatum actually is, so we're on the same page with the chimes tonight, so they know what we're talking about. What do you think is an ultimatum?
I got to think about this. Okay. So I feel like it's.
Let me ask you a different
okay,
question, April.
okay.
Okay. What makes putting the timeline out there not an ultimatum? Like you know what I'm saying? You agree, right? That if we would have a conversation where you said to me, hey, listen, I don't know what you're thinking about, but, you know, I'm 40 and I'm not trying to date for 3 years or whatever. So, you know, if that's what this is, I'm not really interested. Do you think that's considered an ultimatum?
I think there's a timeline for that too, because I feel
Okay.
like you saying that on the first date, that's a little scary.
Okay.
That's a little much.
I agree. I
Okay.
agree. That's not what I'm talking about.
But after you know you've made that connection, like you guys know
Okay.
this is the one,
Okay.
right? You
Yeah.
know that.
This seems
or at
like
least you
it's
see,
going
it seems
more
like,
better
right.
than your normal.
Right. I think,
Yeah.
you know, you having those deep conversations, you know, and you have that night where you talking deep.
Yeah.
You can say, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like you can say, you know, I really don't want to date long.
Right.
You know, I don't want, you know, and see what the other person feels. Okay. But if you've already dated 7 to 10 years and every year you are saying something like, if he would just put a ring on it, or you're making comments, or you're constantly having to what do you call it? You know, give a hint or whatever.
Okay, all right.
You keep hinting.
Okay.
And it's still not happening. Or I have seen this a lot of times,
Mm-hmm.
y'all, where he does it just to please her. Like, okay, I'm gonna just ask her to marry me. I'm gonna give her the ring so she'll stop
Yes.
continuing. And then she got that ring for a year.
So basically, he goes on a
years.
mad long
Long
engagement.
engagement.
Right.
And she's still like, you see what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
But
and
but
that is real.
Natural healer
That's
mom
real.
is saying that can play on your psyche. You know what I'm saying? That if you go that long and he still hasn't married me,
That's
then
my
now
point.
you're starting to wonder.
Now I'm doubting,
Yeah.
is he really into me?
Right.
That's very different than setting expectations as far as how long you want to date. I mean, that's different than saying, you know, when are you going to ask me to marry you? I've heard people say, if you don't ask me within the next 5 months, I'm out. That's a little, I don't know. I'm talking about me. I just would not feel like I would not be able to say that because I would have doubt. I would not feel like, and then after we get married, let's say we go on and do that, I'm going to be doubting the whole time. Did he really want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Did he really want to walk down that aisle?
Yeah. Okay, so
That would be in the back of my mind.
Ambry is suggesting, I guess for her, ultimatum equals manipulation.
And see, that's how I feel. I feel like
Okay.
it's a form of manipulation, which I said earlier.
So then would you say then that if your intent is not to manipulate, then even when you say, hey, listen, I'm just being straight up with you. We've been together 10 years. I don't think I can do this anymore. If you're willing to marry me, I'll stay with you. But if not, you know, I'm saying.
Willing to marry me?
Here's what,
I mean, that's just.
here's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Here's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
I'm saying if that is given in that way and the intent wasn't to manipulate, does that still make it an ultimatum? You know what I'm saying? Like, clearly that's an ultimatum by the definition, but I'm just
But
saying.
yeah, and I see what you're saying. It's like
Is
I'm
that
just.
the kind,
I
the
see what
wrong
you're saying.
kind?
You're saying like I'm just laying it out there. I'm just telling you. I'm not. I'm not trying to say. I'm not manipulating in a manipulative way. I'm just telling you what I feel.
Yes.
That's what you mean.
Yeah, like literally. Okay, it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
We're still not married. I sit you down one day and I say, you know what? I don't know how much longer I can do this. Like for me, I need to have a level of commitment that is worth staying with you this long. And honestly, I could be married to you for 10 years, but 10 years dating. So bro, honestly, if you're not gonna do this, I think I'm out.
And I think
I'm saying that's just an honest conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to manipulate you, nothing. I'm just saying, look, I can't do this no more.
And after like 10 years, 10 years. So, I mean,
Well,
I guess you
even if
have
it's just
to,
3 years, I'm just saying whatever it is, whatever the person's thing is, I'm saying if I'm being honest with you about my feelings and I'm not trying to manipulate you, do you feel like that is an appropriate ultimatum?
Yeah, it is because you have to. I think you should communicate that. You should say how you feel. But I'm saying get ready for your doubting because of that. That's all I'm saying.
Because you think, for you at least, if a week later I said, okay, I'll marry you, or that day I said,
then
okay,
I'll be
fine,
like,
marry
did
you,
he
then
do
you'd be
this
like,
because
right.
I said something, or did he do this because he really wants to?
Now, here's what I want.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. But here's what I want to know from Chimes. I want to know, do you
Okay.
care? That's what I want to know. I want to know, is there a point at which you would just rather be married and you really don't care if his reason was because you wanted him to or because he wanted to? Mm-hmm. And that seems like a dumb question.
Go
you know what I'm saying?
to Miss McKinney. I want to see what she was saying.
Okay.
there because I saw her comment.
But when I was single, I met a lot of guys who were just serial daters. So if you did not set the standard up front, then ultimatums will follow.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Okay.
And then she said, but my husband stated his intentions after 2 months that he was ready to date me. So
Okay.
basically, sounds like Mrs. McKinney. The reason why she has a Mr. McKinney is because he did it right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying. Okay. Candace says, I prefer a man to want to be with me versus me having to beg, plead. And
Convince him.
that's all I'm saying, Candace. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but here's the thing. In my scenario, I don't think there was any begging or pleading. I was simply laying it down, saying, listen, bro, I can't do this any
and I'm
longer.
saying,
in fact, I'm not calling
okay.
him bro. I'm saying bruh. You know what I'm saying? Bruh. I can't.
Listen.
I'm saying.
I'm saying that's fine. But when you get that engagement a week later, you are going to say, was that because of me?
Right.
Or was that because he really wanted
And
to?
Candace says she don't want that. She want to know.
I don't want that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm
so
saying.
Natural Healer Mom says, I don't think the first date is too soon. Laugh out loud. She said the courtship model is incredibly appropriate,
Mm-hmm.
being clear that exploring a marriage outcome is the intention of the dating period.
I agree. And
I think that's fine
I
too.
think that's fine too. Almost like, listen, I'm not playing games here. I'm not here to just, like with you, I would have done that.
Done
First
what?
day. Like first date. Like I feel like we could have talked about that first date. Like, what are your intentions here? And see,
Yeah.
I think that's okay to be like, so what's happening here? What
Yeah,
is this
yeah,
for?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I don't really have time.
Especially if we were older. If
That's what I'm
If you
saying.
and I dated in our 30s, I would have told you after the first date. I would have just said, "Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie. You're the best girl I've ever seen in my life." And that conversation, that's probably the best conversation I've had in my life. I'm probably gonna end up asking you to marry me. I would have said that on the first date,
Yeah, I think that would have been fine.
and you would have said, "Why don't you know that right now?"
I would have been like, okay.
But I'm saying, at that point, I wouldn't have had time to
That's
play
what I'm
games.
saying. That's why I
You
said
know
the
what I'm saying?
time. I agree. I don't think anything's wrong with that. And you're right. First date, I don't see anything wrong with putting those expectations out there. If they're not too what do you call it when somebody's hungry? Like you're not trying
You
to
don't wanna
sound
be thirsty.
hungry.
Yeah,
you don't want to be
yeah,
thirsty.
yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Like
I feel
you
you.
don't,
You don't sound
want to do
desperate.
that. You don't want to seem desperate.
Yeah.
But I think there's a way that you can do it.
Okay, so Woo makes a
nice.
comment that's really age appropriate or age
okay,
related, right?
okay.
He sees ultimatums all over the place, and most ladies he knows over 35 say them early. Maybe that's because they want to know early. Like, was it a Candace that was saying that?
Mm-hmm,
There's a lot of serial daters out there, or was that Was that Miss McKinney that said that?
I don't know, but look what Miss McKinney said. So it was refreshing to know that he knew what he wanted. You know,
That was a turn on.
and I think that's the thing. Women want a man who is going to be able to just
Make a decision.
make a decision. I mean, you know, for me to have to tell you, that means that's how the relationship is going to be for the rest of our marriage.
Probably.
I'm going to be the one to make those hard decisions.
Probably.
And you have to decide if you want that. You know, some people are okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Right.
That's the
That's
whole
just not
point
your
of
thing.
it. I'm not
That's all
okay
you
with that
know.
at all. It
Right.
actually would kind of turn me away a little bit if I felt like I had to pressure you or put some pressure on you. Okay, let me not say pressure you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't wanna
I'm not
have
going
to
to say
do that.
manipulate you.
Yeah, yeah.
But put pressure on you to ask me to marry you.
Yeah.
And
So
we
you're-
were dating for,
So
you know.
in the spectrum of what you might think is appropriate for someone else, from appropriate pressure all the way up through manipulation, you're clearly saying manipulation's out. But for you personally, you don't even want the little nudge, like small bit of pressure. That's not
I
your
don't
thing.
want any
Yeah.
small
you
bit,
just
nothing.
You just want straight.
But
he doing this because he
can
loves
we have
me.
a conversation about what we want?
Yes, yes.
But it needs to be both of us. You know
Just
what I'm
having
saying?
that conversation,
Having
as
that
opposed
conversation, as opposed
to
to
you
me bringing
trying
it
to
up,
push it on me and
and
stuff
pushing
like
on,
that.
and you're like, "Why are we talking about this?" You know, or
Yeah.
something like that.
I feel you.
You know?
Okay, so Primo says, I think an ultimatum is just another premarital issue to consider. Like all premarital issues, the question is not if there are issues, there always are. The question is, how many issues are there? If the relationship is strong, then an ultimatum is not that deep. But if there are too many other issues, an ultimatum is going to complicate things. That's an interesting perspective.
That is an interesting perspective.
So, April, let me just ask you that, because I'm curious about this from your perspective. Do you think then that an ultimatum has the power to ruin a perfectly good relationship?
Yes.
Or so you do think that. So you don't
Yes.
agree. So you don't agree 100% with Primo then, because Primo, what he's saying is, if the relationship is strong, ultimatum, nothing ain't gonna mess that up.
Oh, yeah.
See what I'm saying? So, and I guess I asked the question wrong.
It depends
because,
on the person. It depends, like you said, it depends on the person.
And you think for you, it would definitely ruin it
I'm sorry. If I
you
had
felt
to
like you
say
had
to
to do
you
that.
after we dated for 3.5 years.
We did.
If I had to say to you,
you never had to say anything.
I know I didn't.
yeah,
That's why I'm happy right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
If I had to say to you, and again, this is my personal opinion.
it's your personal
okay?
thing.
If I had
It's
to
okay.
say,
Listen, it's gonna go and be factored in at the end for Team John, Team April, but whatever.
okay,
You know
that's
what I'm
fine. Okay. If I had to say to you, so, you know, what's happening here? Do you plan on? And you're like, what? What are you talking about? And I have to say, I mean, are you gonna ask me to marry you, or you know, what's happening? Are we gonna get? You know, it's been 3.5 years.
It actually feels weird right now. You even saying this out loud,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
How,
We about to
and just
graduate
tell me,
with
how
it.
else could I say that? How else? I can't even get you see me over here trying to find the words? I can't even find the words. Now, if I decide I'm going to ask him to marry me,
Mm-hmm.
if I say, will you marry me? And he says yes, I'm okay with that.
Were you asking me?
No, I'm saying, I'm saying if somebody did that, I wouldn't see it as ultimatum.
Okay. I got you.
You see
I
what
got
I'm
you.
saying?
So then maybe that's the wave of the future. And right now you said you think it's going back the opposite direction.
I do.
But maybe the wave of the future should be, if you've been going together for a long time and you know, dating, whatever it is. Going together. Maybe is it appropriate at some point, since you ain't gonna ask, okay, let me get down on one knee, I'm gonna ask.
Yes, I think that's okay. I don't have no problem with that.
Right. And you think that's better than an ultimatum?
I do.
Okay.
Personally, I do. Even though I wouldn't want to do that either.
Of course
But I'm
not.
saying I would rather that be the case and you say yes, but then it's like, I don't know. I just feel like I would not want to go into a marriage
You would never do that.
with doubt. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
So
So Brian says, my wife asked me what we were doing when we were dating. I said, we're just kicking it. She told me, well, your bag is in the closet. About a year and a half later, we were married. This was after 6 months of dating.
okay.
Almost 9 years of marriage now. Didn't need an ultimatum. Would have needed a cab. That's hilarious.
That is funny.
So do you consider that an ultimatum?
My wife asked me, what are we doing? No, because not really, because that's almost like, you know, just having that conversation. Like, so I just need to know what this is.
She came up with a creative way to do it that
she
didn't sound
did,
thirsty,
and I like
didn't sound
that because
desperate,
it's
didn't sound
like
nothing.
you're asking. So tell me what you think this is, because I'm not sure we're on the. You know, I don't
Right.
know if we're on the same page. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
And if we're not on the same, if we're
not on the same page, then
your
because
bag
I
is-
want to be at a certain place.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like I'm up and down with it, y'all.
Right.
I'm indecisive
All right,
here.
so Gian says, I have friends, men, who do not like pressure. They want to feel like they're getting married because they want to, not because of pressure.
Yes, and I'm saying this is what happens. And then when they get in the marriage, they blame the wife when things go wrong. Like, you made me marry you and we weren't ready.
Hey, Emily in here getting dirty with people, talking about resisting the urge to at so many people right now. Hashtag ring and no date. Oh
My
man.
goodness. Thank you, Trisha.
Trisha said it feels like you breaking for the ring. Now, Trisha, you said something earlier. You may have to put it in the comments now because I can't go back. You mentioned something earlier saying that there was a scenario that you mentioned that you felt like was an ultimatum. Put that in the comments again so I can get to it because I don't want to scroll all the way back up.
Okay, don't
You know
go
what I'm saying?
past the people who are agreeing with me. Cynthia is
What?
agreeing with me. Don't
Where-
pass what
okay,
don't pass what
I
she
agree with you,
said.
April. Honestly, if you have to give an ultimatum, there was something wrong with the relationship. Did the couple ever discuss marriage? That's a good question.
That is a good question. So are you saying, so it's like if they didn't discuss it at all, and that's what I'm saying, is it not, if it wasn't even brought up, like if you feel like if us being together for 3.5 years and we never talked about marriage, that would make me, you know what I'm saying? That would make me be like, okay, Sheldon's
What's
late
wrong?
to the party. Go ahead and include him. Let him know what we're talking about.
Oh, you think that's what? So
thought
Sheldon,
that's what he was saying.
All we saying, Sheldon, is do marriages that started with an ultimatum actually work? Are they successful? Is it possible for your woman to say, "You guys, listen, if you ain't gonna marry me by this, whatever, I'm out of here." Does that relationship actually work?
Let me tell you what it is. As you're talking, I'm really starting to realize I don't think there's anything wrong with having a conversation.
Yes.
Okay. Or saying, where are we right now?
Yes.
Because that kind of just starts the conversation if you haven't talked about marriage
Yeah.
or if you don't know where you are in your relationship. That's fine. You have to do that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say it's been 2 years and by July I want a ring and by December I want to be married, that's a problem. That's a problem because I feel
Okay.
like, and then if he does ask
That's
you,
too specific of an
that's too
ultimatum.
specific. And then July you get the ring, and then December you're married. You think that he really wanted to do that? I don't know.
Okay, so here's Trisha. She put it back in there. Thanks, Trish. Okay, Jason said he knows of an ultimatum situation. The female was leaving to go overseas to study for, I think, like 2 years. She said she basically would. Where's the rest?
She
of
said
it?
she basically would.
Does that mean
What?
that? Okay, are you saying that Jason was saying, if you don't marry me, I'm going overseas to study for 2 years? Is that what the ultimatum was?
Or no, she was leaving, and so she's like, I guess she was saying,
I'm gonna be gone for
if
2
you
years.
don't- if you
Marry
don't-
me and come with me? Is that what you're saying?
right? Like if we don't get married now, when I leave, that's it.
Okay, she said, oh, okay. Then she said
Not be doing long distance, exactly.
She would not be doing long distance for a boyfriend, only a husband.
If
no ring,
ring,
she'll be
would-
dating or seeing other people while away. Oh.
and see, that's what I'm saying. If he said yes, I'll marry you.
Wow.
That would be difficult. But then I guess it could be, I don't want to lose her.
I guess.
But you don't know.
okay,
what
so
I'm saying.
Amber says her conclusion is this. It depends upon the guy whether pressure / no pressure is a helpful thing.
I don't know if any guy likes pressure. I don't know. Do guys like pressure? Do you want to be pressured into something? I'm not sure anybody wants to be pressured into something. Now, good pressure could be more like encouraging. You know, like you're encouraging,
So, okay, so
you know, you're encouraging your friend like, yo, man, you know, you're going to lose this
But that's not
great
pressure.
girl.
That's not pressure.
That's what I'm saying. That's not pressure.
Nah.
But pressure is if you don't do this, this is going to happen and you're not going to like it.
I think I can see what you're saying, that it feels like you wouldn't want to do that with something like marriage. It
That's
feels
all
like
I'm
it feels
saying.
like, you know,
That's all I'm saying.
if it's like, yo, if you don't buy this car today, the sale is over tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
and
That's
then you
like,
buy
okay,
it.
fine.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
We get that.
That's totally different.
Yeah. I guess
We got some-
okay, but look at Julian says questions are different from ultimatums. It's greater than ultimatums. He says,
yes.
I'm good with partners seeking clarity on the direction of the
Yes.
relationship. Ultimatums erode trust and free
That's
decision
it.
making.
That's it, Julian.
Interesting.
You said it. You said what I could not put into words. That's it. That's what I want to say right there. That's it. Okay.
Mr. McKinney says, could it be that the timeline of both parties are different and that one is a bit more anxious, impatient, and willing to versus the one that's willing to wait?
I believe so, because we've seen that. One is ready and the other one's like, well, I want to make sure I got my job first. I want to make sure I have my job so that I can be making money, so that I can be able to provide.
Right.
We have seen that many times.
Right.
But I'm saying if you ask that question, not ultimatum,
Right.
right?
Just a question.
And
Okay.
he's able to explain,
Right.
babe, I love you. You are the one for me. I just want to make sure that I can take care of you. That's why I've been waiting. See, that's okay. Like
Yeah.
that, to me, that would make me feel like, okay, I don't have to have any doubt. He's reassuring his love for me and letting me know that he just wants to be able to take care of me. I like that. That's different. But if I give you an ultimatum and then the date I said, July 15th, I need a ring, and all of a sudden, it's there on July 15th.
You'll be like, whoa, what was that about?
Yeah, like, was that me or you? Like, you did on the exact date? I don't know. That would make me... Anyway.
Okay, so Natural Healer Mom, what does work mean? In my opinion, marriages that occur because of woman's prodding maintain an unsatisfying dynamic in which the wife is pursuing and catering to her husband in an unbalanced way.
Ooh.
So I guess she's saying, we talked earlier when we restated what we were talking about tonight, and we said basically, do marriages work that started off with an ultimatum? So she's asking, what does work mean? She's saying, does work mean to just stay together, or does work mean is actually happy? Because what April's contention is
That's
that
what I'm
she
saying.
feels like it's about actually being happily
That's what
married.
I'm talking about. It's
Yeah.
actually being happily married. Just like with the arranged marriages. Are they actually happy? Just because they stayed together for 50 years don't mean it was 50 years of happiness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ebony caught up earlier, and now she's like, if I was 3 years in and dating but not talking marriage, I would ask if we're going or doing this or not, because deuces. So I'm saying that's what I think I'm comfortable with. I think that's fine. I think people all over the place should be seeking clarity in where they
I
are
agree.
and what's going
Definitely.
on.
You shouldn't just be there
You just have to find a
trying
way.
to figuring out what's going on.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. What's perfect, Roger? What are you talking about? April's hair, her makeup right
Oh,
now.
my
You know what I'm
goodness.
saying? the new lens on the camera. What I'm saying? What exactly is perfect? What are you talking about?
So let me just say this though.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, she said something about work. No. What was it?
She
3
said-
years. Oh no,
yeah.
Ebony. I wanted to
Yeah.
comment on that.
Okay.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
But it would have to be that the boyfriend responds to reassure her that he's all about her. Like, I want to be with you.
Yeah.
You are the one. There's no other woman for me.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
There has to be that there
Yes.
to make sure that she knows this is not because I said that. Do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Because
So-
you don't want any doubt or, like you said, trust issues
Right.
because he asked and there was no reassurance there. It was
Yeah.
just, okay, she
Yeah.
said, fine,
Right.
here's the ring.
Amber said, ring in July, marrying by Christmas. Sounds like a control freak. She values manipulation as a common method and will use it continually.
Yeah.
So
That
maybe
is very
maybe
true.
he doesn't want to even be marrying a person like that.
Yes,
is
but
what I'm
those
hearing.
kind of people marry those people
That's true.
because they've been controlling the relationship the whole time.
That's true.
He's scared of her response. So he marries her. And then after they get into marriage and they get comfortable, real comfortable,
Right.
he says, this is because you made me marry you.
So Brian doesn't really like pressure either. As a man,
No, a man does not like pressure.
the only pressure he likes is water pressure and the pressure that turns coal into diamonds. That's about it.
Exactly.
I like pressure sometimes.
You
not
do?
not from April, but you know.
But I'm saying, what kind of pressure? You mean like pressure at work so that you can,
Yeah.
it makes you
That-
get things done?
Yeah. There's a
Okay.
certain level of pressure that makes me perform better.
I think that's more of a challenge.
Maybe. But I'm saying, like, I feel like I get hyper focused under pressure. I actually
See,
handle
under pressure, John,
well.
under pressure is very different than you being pressured to do something. If
I
somebody,
agree with you.
Yeah, if somebody's pressuring you to hire somebody that you don't want to hire, you're not gonna like that.
That's true.
You know that. I'm not talking about being under pressure.
Right.
Okay, that's very different.
Okay, I wanted to read a Primo's thing. Would the
Okay.
feeling be different if the ultimatum was in the context of dating? I.e., we have gone out a couple of times over the last few months. Let's make it official, boyfriend and girlfriend, or I'm moving on. So he's saying, is that ultimatum okay? Or because I mentioned earlier, sounds like the ultimatum isn't good because it's a marriage thing. We don't really want to do that for marriage, right? I mean, that's a kind of a big thing where rest of our lives kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I think that the way that you said it there kind of sounded a little, but I mean,
What do
but
you
I
mean?
mean,
You don't like that either is what you're saying.
well, let me say this. If I was dating somebody and I could see that we just kicking it and
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to just kick it, I would just be like, you know, like who said it earlier? You know, like, can you, what is this?
Right.
Where are we going?
Right.
And then
Yeah.
if he says, I just thought we'd just be chilling, then I'd be like, okay. And I know This is just my friend.
Right.
We chilling.
Right.
And I can go date other people.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think, but putting pressure on, like, if we're not a couple by this time, or it's time that we're that's, to me, that's controlling.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, do you want to be controlling the relationship like that? Don't you want things to organically happen?
Some people like control like that. It seems like there needs to be a purpose to be married that should be mutual to both based on a conversation. I'm with that too.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Guillen said the problem with marriage ultimatums is that it seems like a way to manipulate the situation to get the desired outcome.
Exactly.
Engagement and married. No one wants to feel like they were manipulated or forced.
Nobody. No.
I agree with that.
It's true.
But I
I'm
think
telling you.
but here's what I'm saying though. I know. Okay, so April's dad is from Charlotte, North Carolina. And there's this question that he asks sometimes when he's talking about a couple, right? So Pop will be like, I'll say, so-and-so's dating, what's his name now? He'll say, is he some count? Now, is he some count means...
Is he worth marrying?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Does he count for anything?
Does he
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just want to say that like this. I know a lot of no-count dudes. And these are guys who, honestly, if the right person just put a little bit of pressure on them, they would make better decisions, or they would make a decision.
But
I'm
if
telling
they're
you, I know
no
some
count
guys like
dudes,
that.
if they're no count
Hold
dudes,
on,
they end up going back into their no count ways.
You're right.
After that pressure's gone.
You're right.
Why
But
would I?
my point
No.
is, that's why a manipulative, controlling wife is perfect for them, because then she can continue to control them the whole time.
No.
You've seen that too. You know what I'm saying?
And it's
Spineless
terrible.
Jellyfish
And
man.
then he out
You know
there,
what I'm
and then he end up out there cheating. No. Pressure bust pipes. Thank you, Sheldon.
Who said that? Brian said, let's be real. A man knows within 6 months if he wants to get married. Now, how long it takes him to
okay.
ask might be external circumstances more than desire. There are some that enjoy the quasi-freedom of dating if they don't feel that their woman is the one. If he knows, his actions and his words will be in harmony with her timeline.
That's all I'm saying. Now I will say that there are some cases that we've seen where, again, the person was afraid of marriage, but they showed that they wanted to marry this person.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I do.
They showed that they were just scared, and they needed some encouragement from friends, but they didn't need her to be like, if you don't do this, I'm out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's why I said, if you want to put that pressure, I would say go to his best friend and be like, yo,
Yeah.
just find out.
Tell him that if
like,
this doesn't happen soon, that, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. And I don't even, that's kind of elementary, but
And a little
I don't know.
manipulative too. So
That is a
Karen
little
says, I
manipulative.
like
You're
the
right.
fact that there is a definition between ultimatum and asking questions about the relationship. Yes,
Yes.
really, Karen, that's really why we're having this. We're trying to figure out where's
Exactly.
that line, because it feels like
Right.
you got to be able to have the conversation.
You have to, and that's what I'm saying.
And what
the
constitutes,
question,
you know what I'm saying?
where is
Yeah.
this going?
Yeah.
I just want to be on the same page.
And she says too many people just go along and then get disappointed. I agree with that.
I agree with
and
that,
we
too.
don't need
That's
that.
true.
In my
No.
opinion,
No.
there's this lady, Brene Brown, who we read, and there's this saying she has. She says, clear is kind.
Yeah.
We always value that. We think that's important. If we're clear about how things are going, that's actually the kindest way of going about this. Even if the question or whatever it is may hurt your feelings or whatever, it's kinder for the two of us to go through with this knowing what we're doing. So
yes, but I would even say women who have been in relationships they're in for 10 years and they want to get married and it hasn't happened, and year after year it doesn't happen. You may need, if that's what you want and you're not getting that, you may need to dip.
right. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm saying in that situation, it's not a threat. I'm just telling you. You know what I'm saying?
No. I'm not saying say if you don't put a ring on it, I'm leaving.
Just leave.
I'm
Just
just
be like,
saying,
hey, it's been 10 years, I gotta
it's
go.
been 10 years.
I'm out.
I'm sorry. And then if he
Yeah.
comes after you, he wants you.
Yeah,
Do you see what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And I'm not talking about playing games.
No.
I'm
just saying, look,
talking-
it's been 10 years.
But you have
can't do this no more.
to know that this person really is committed to you and not committed to your ultimatum.
Right. That's a good point.
That's all
April.
I'm saying.
That might be the line of the night, actually.
It might be the line of the night.
So Natural Healer Mom says to Candace, then women should expect nothing less. We need a sense of self-worth and possibility to be able to walk away if we don't feel that level of being chosen and desired. I agree. I don't think
Yes.
anybody should
Yes.
settle, the wife or the
No,
husband.
or the
And
husband.
And I think your standards should be high enough as the wife to say, I'm not just going to get into this relationship because he decides he will because I set an ultimatum. No,
that's my point.
I don't think you really want that.
No, you don't. You don't want that.
So Gil says the same thing. The ultimatum strategy will continue in the future decisions in the marriage.
That's what I'm talking
so the point,
about.
If you go with what's up, Gil?
Hey, Gil.
So if you go with a ultimatum type situation, April said the same thing. It's pretty much going to last
Let me tell you
throughout the
something.
relationship.
The way you start, I'm a teacher. I always reference teaching. The way you start on that first day of school is the way it's going to be for the year.
That's true.
I'm telling
That's
you.
how it is. You're right.
And if you try to change it, it's going to be a difficult time trying to do that.
Ambry said, here's the thing. Why do people still manipulate people into relationships and marriage if we all agree that it's terrible?
Because sometimes, Ambry, people, they want that so badly.
They'll do whatever they
They'll
can.
do whatever they can to get it. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen where this has happened. And afterwards, they're like, it was terrible. And it ends up not working out. And they are like, it wasn't worth it.
I also think that some people are just controlling.
And some people are just controlling.
And they can't help themselves.
Yes, I believe that.
And even when they try
You're
not
right,
to be, they
John.
just are. I'm serious.
No.
So
I'm
it's
laughing
like-
because
it's
you are
like-
so right about
So
that.
it's like, if it's not happening at my pace,
At my pace,
it's been
my
15 minutes.
timing.
What's happening? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're just
yeah.
like that, you know.
It is a personality thing for some people.
For some people, I
agree.
think it is.
I agree that it's a personality for
Natural
some.
Healer Mom says insecurity, Ambry. And desperation.
A little bit of both, right?
Cynthia
Just quietly
said,
pick up your bag and roll, Ebony.
Cynthia said, when Keith and I were talking, I asked him where this was going. And Cynthia, I think that's
that
appropriate.
is great.
And that's what I was trying to get at
think
earlier.
that's good.
Because my whole position was that should be fine. I don't think that's an
I
ultimatum.
don't think that's an ultimatum
You know what I'm
either
saying?
because it gets the conversation started.
But at the beginning, you were saying that was an ultimatum.
No. I said I was saying
Rewind the tape. You'll see.
the tape. No, I was saying I wasn't sure. Like I was saying, I had to think about it. I
As
didn't
you,
really.
you can tell we're getting to the end of the show because I'm already making my case for, you know what I'm saying?
You know
Team
what?
John.
He is a trip. He is a trip. I'm just saying, I do believe that you can start the conversation. But again, I was saying even that question has to be questioned correctly.
Melvin said, when's it too early to ask that question, though? We talked about this earlier, Melvin. At the very beginning, April said she felt like you shouldn't ask this question on day one. But another chime said they think asking the question on the first date is fine.
But I was saying, no. I was saying asking the question on the first date in that, where are you trying to take this? Like, what do you have in mind as far as this is concerned?
Right.
That's different
Yeah.
than, are you trying to get married?
Yeah.
That
You're
runs,
right.
that runs, oh, excuse me, I was going to say so much. That runs people off.
Yeah, it does. Wow, that
I'm
was
just
close.
saying.
That was a close one, babe.
That was a close one.
You almost
Woo.
dropped that joint
I
on the air.
did. I almost dropped that joint
Goodness.
on the air.
Wow.
Whew.
Okay,
Okay.
so a couple more, and then we end. And what if you wait 10 years, then what leverage do you have left? That's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
What you gonna stop after waiting 5 minutes? Wait. What you gonna stop after waiting 5 minutes?
What, you going to stop after waiting 5 minutes?
Okay, the only people that should be together are not getting married.
And not get married.
and not get married.
Is if financial benefits would be in serious jeopardy of being reduced and impact the quality of life.
If you're not in that group, time has been wasted, and all drawn lines were erased in the sand. I don't get it.
Sorry,
Sorry,
we didn't
Brian.
read that right, Brian. We
I
didn't
jacked
read
that
it.
one up, man.
We didn't
You
read
know
it
what I'm saying?
good.
That was my bad.
Only
Okay.
people that should be together. Okay.
See, when you marry so young, you avoid all this. Exactly. You're right, Ebony. That's exactly what happened to us. We avoided all this.
No, you
mess.
are right. You're right.
Oh, my
You're
goodness.
right.
Another question. Is the relationship over if I say no? So that's the point, right? The point is.
It would have to be.
Well, hold on. It depends on whether or not you were bluffing or not. So here's the thing.
It's usually a bluff.
If it's not a bluff.
I have seen the bluffs,
Listen,
man.
if it is manipulation, then when the person says no and you stay, then you know that wasn't a real ultimatum. I mean, that wasn't real. But if my thing is, look, we've been together 10 years, we're still not married, I'm out. If you say, yeah, I'll marry you, then I'll stay with you. If you don't, hey, I'm out because I said I was out. To me, that's one way of knowing that this was a legitimate thing, or was I just using that to try to get you to do what I want you to do?
Usually people who do the ultimatums, they're doing it all the time.
True.
Every year they're giving them.
You're right. So
you
clearly,
know that.
So clearly,
you
it's
know
not,
that.
it's
So
not real.
I am not saying that you cannot have that conversation. I'm not saying that you cannot question that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you have to be careful because the question could come across as an ultimatum to the person that's getting questioned. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm saying you have to know the person that you're talking to and make sure that you're not giving that pressure, unwanted pressure.
Yes.
The negative pressure that could cause somebody to feel like, I don't want to do this because you're trying to make me. So it could turn. It could actually turn the relationship. It could turn on you.
Do you agree with this statement?
Okay.
Men need to be trained to state their intentions at the beginning so that women aren't left with the responsibility to probe a man.
Ooh.
I don't know if I agree with that. Now, let me just say that I will train my son that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't agree in general that men need to be trained in this way. I feel like there are some women who might take offense to that. They would say, "What you saying? A man has to state his intentions? Why? Like what if I want to? Why I'm equal to him? Why can't I be the one to
state the intentions
or to bring up the conversation?
And you're talking about initial, like during the relationship or in the beginning of the relationship.
So that's what it sounds like she's saying.
I don't think you have to necessarily state the intentions at the beginning. Well, I don't think that you have to expect the man to give his intentions.
Right.
I mean,
right.
I feel like I think things should happen organically.
Right.
I feel like as you're talking, you're going to feel like it happened to us, like just being able to move into that next conversation as far as relationship is concerned, you're going to feel that. Like it's going to be a natural thing. That's how I feel like it should be. It should be organic. It should be something that ends up happening because you're getting closer, because you're starting to really connect with each other.
Yeah, and I guess all I'm saying, natural healer mom, you said why not? Here's what I'm saying about that. My feeling is, what if my stating my intentions at the beginning of the relationship, what if that gives the wrong impression to the person that I'm trying to win? What if my person that I'm dating thinks that's too forward or too much information for the beginning? Or what if it scares her off?
I'm gonna tell you, it happened to me.
I'm saying I'm with April on this. I actually feel like it should be more organic. You have to feel it. You have to know.
You do.
If I'm stating my intention at the beginning, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like there was this guy I was dating, and yes, I was young, but it doesn't matter. It still applies. And it was like we had just started, not even dating. We were talking. You used to say we talking.
Of
okay,
course.
we were just talking, right?
Yeah.
Like the next day, he did something that was, to me, way too much for a one-day dating, and that was it. Like after that week of
you lost complete
that was
interest
it.
in
I lost interest because it was too much.
Right.
Now that may be different if I was 30 doing that. You know what I'm saying? That may,
right.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying it kind of, I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way. So again, natural healer mom, I think it depends on the person.
Yeah.
And the personality.
Right.
I think Marthel said something earlier. I wanted to see what he was saying.
Okay, so Emily said, I think women also know in 6 months if they will marry a man.
Mm-hmm.
No need to have a harsh conversation or give threats, spoken or unspoken. Just move forward.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you. Next.
Let that thing organically happen, man.
Where was Marthel? I saw his thing
right
too.
there. What did he say?
Oh, when this is happening, I'm assuming that is happening, we all should then... We know. You know what? What's happening with people? You know what I'm saying?
That's where his thing.
That's where is this making sense while you were reading clearly what I'm saying. You're such a
Sorry,
yes
I
right
thought
But that did that on purpose.
Okay.
Clearly, he got me.
He
You know what I'm
got
saying?
you.
And you
He
made me
because I
scroll
went
back and actually read it.
I was like, what's
You know
my
what
talking about? Okay.
That was me, Melvin. I was upfront with April from the beginning that this ain't no game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right.
No.
Okay, Kay Williams says, is there also an issue going on with a number of men not getting themselves ready to be married as well? Dealing with issues, addressing fear, etc., that get themselves ready to come whole into a married relationship. Yeah, let me tell you something, Kay.
Yeah.
Let me say one of the issues with men. I think there's more available men, it seems like, than there are women, or maybe it's the other way around. Sorry, there are more women than are men, right? I think most men take for granted that if they want to get married, they can. I don't think a whole lot of men are working on themselves. That's probably another episode. But I don't think a whole lot of men are really working on themselves for marriage like that.
Well, yeah, because they can get married whenever they want.
That's my point.
I mean, that's
by and large, it feels like. You know what I'm saying?
It feels like
there are some men that we know, and there are a couple of times I actually watch our stuff regularly who comment who are men and still aren't married who would like to be.
Who would like to be. But
yeah, I'm saying those are few and far between.
That's true, because
you know
I know some who are saying I'm not getting married on purpose.
Right.
Like I will when I'm ready. I will.
Yeah.
And see, men can say that.
It seems like that.
That's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, whatever the case is, you got people agreeing here. I want to know tonight, who wins. And you know what? This is
Folks
the thing.
typing thesis.
I'm a winner. I'm a winner because I married April, so it doesn't matter. But see, there you go. It messed up again.
Oh,
See?
okay. Well,
Watch, let me do it. Let me
go ahead
change
and
it.
do it. There you go. Bring it. There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Not too close now.
yeah.
Not too close.
It ain't too
Great
close,
show
I
and
don't
great
think.
points.
Yeah.
Brothers are holding out. Julian, you're right.
Okay, guys.
Brothers are holding out.
So it's time now. It's time now to say whether you're Team John or Team April.
Gian,
And what we need. Oh my goodness. Gian is Team April.
Yes, Gian
What
is
is-
just
what
being.
is
He's
the
being. He's
problem,
telling the
Gian?
truth.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Team April, give us some hearts if you're Team April. Team
Hearts.
John, thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Team
Yeah.
John and April,
If you're
laughy
both.
face.
Yeah, you can do a laughy face. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Candace, I'm glad you liked the show. And you know what? I'm always excited about Wednesdays, and I was amped again today. But
Thank
for
you,
some reason,
Natural
I was more.
Thank you,
Look at all these
Candace.
people, man. With all these Team Aprils. I mean,
Thank you,
I
Madeline.
don't even need to put it up tonight. You know what I'm
Wait,
saying?
Mom, I can't hear the music. There
Yes,
we go.
you
There we go. Yeah, Elaine.
And Natural Healer Mom gave 3 hearts, so that must be all you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeet.
And Elaine's
I
always
want
Team April.
tonight.
You know what I'm saying?
And
And I don't know. Oh, Gil gave me a thumb up. That's me. Yes. Thank you, Gil.
Wow, Gil.
I need
thought Gil
somebody
gave.
tonight.
I
you know what
thought
I'm
Gil
saying?
gave it to me earlier.
No, I don't think so. You know what I'm saying?
You don't even want to scroll back to see.
I didn't notice that. You know what I'm saying? Ebony talking about Team April. Man,
Jackie's team both. Jackie's team both.
Melvin's team me. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
Melvin.
Yeah. Sylvia's Team April. Man, I got mollywopped tonight.
You
know what I'm
did.
saying?
You did.
You know what
That's
the
all right.
you know what the funny thing is though? When I lose on the show, I win at home. OJ.
Oh, at least you got OJ. And you got
OJ
Brian.
and Brian
You got-
tonight. Yeah. I got a couple thumbs up.
You
yeah,
still
that's
didn't
what I'm
beat me.
talking
You
about.
still didn't beat me though. You still didn't
You're
beat
right. I did not.
Oh, you
But
get.
that is okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the thumbs up are coming up over there though. Wow.
Oh.
Oh man, what does that mean?
But look at all
I'm
those
seeing the
hearts.
too.
The hearts are coming in.
So Emily's both. You know, and she gave us both a little love. And Horace, same thing with the laughy face.
Oh.
Gave us both a little love. Yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
Hey guys, we're gonna be back here again on Wednesday. Of course, we have our episode that will drop on Friday. That is our Just John and April podcast episode that always drops on Friday. If you're not subscribed now, go to YouTube right now, type in Just John and April, and subscribe to our channel. It
Yes.
is absolutely free.
And if you just came on, you are now a chime.
You're a chime now.
And if you are a chime, then you have to subscribe
Exactly.
because
That's
you
just
know
one of the things
that's
you have
part
to
of,
do. You know
part
what
of
I'm
being a
saying?
chime.
Exactly
You know?
right. Yeah.
We're
So-
gonna get y'all some T-shirts, man.
We have to get some. I'm gonna wear it on here that says chimes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So we'll be back right here next week, Wednesday night at 9. And
Bankhead bounce for y'all. Bankhead.
Yachts, man. And you got so many Atlanta people on here probably doing the same thing right now.
Come on,
You know
y'all, do
what
the
I'm
bankhead bounce for me. Yeet, yeet, yeet.
saying? Gil still hasn't subscribed. Will do. Yes. Thank you, Gil.
Yes.
You need to go ahead and do that. Make that happen today, man. All right, y'all. We'll see you next week. We love y'all.
Love
And,
y'all. Thanks for coming out
See you
tonight.
next time. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Oh, all this time I thought chimes were people the story was about. No, Brian,
Oh,
you're
you
the
are
chimes.
chime.
You know what I'm saying? You are a
Because
chime.
you be chiming in. You
That's
were chiming
the name
in all
of
night.
the group of people that chime
that's
on the thing.
That's the name we decided
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. So note that for next time, man. Oh,
You
by
are
the
a
way,
chime.
Primo, I have 100% men in my living room. They all voted Team John. Thank you very much, Primo.
That was
That's what I need.
manipulation. You made them. You pressured them.
Lamont Bridgeport said Team John too. 2 thumbs up. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, don't be trying to get no extra. We need to get off before
That's
I
true.
lose.
All right, y'all. See y'all next week.